Just 1 minute ago, officially, Sylvester Stallone has hit his breaking point. Jimmy Kimmel was just put in his place by Hollywood's most resilient star, and it wasn't nice. Kimmel was completely mistaken to think that making fun of Stallone live on television would be a smart idea. For Kimmel, what came next was a complete catastrophe. It all began with a cancelled talk show appearance on ABC and late-night television in general. Fans of Tulsa King and Stallone were thrilled when Stallone was scheduled to appear on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote his most recent projects. Since Stallone rarely appears on late-night TV, this was a unique chance to hear Hollywood's toughest star discuss his career and family life. But Kimmel had other plans. According to sources, he personally persuaded ABC to cancel Stallone's attendance since his political beliefs differed from Kimmel's. Rather than acting professionally, Kimmel allowed his prejudice to take over and not only canceled the invitation but also used it as an opportunity to bash him during a live segment. Kimmel made fun of Stallone's political views with cheap shots. It seemed less like comedy and more like a personal jab. The tone was patronizing, and nobody liked it. Fans quickly called him out, and social media erupted in anger. Kimmel's career is in serious decline. One person insulted Stallone in a tweet, which is an error from which you cannot get back. Another wrote, since Stallone established his reputation on hard work and respect, the hashtags Cancel Kimmel and Respect Stallone trended for hours as the backlash grew, with even casual viewers joining the fray and pointing out that Kimmel's jokes weren't funny but rather cruel. Videos of the segment went viral, and the comments were harsh. "This isn't a joke." One person disguised their resentment as a jest in their writing. Many viewers claimed that Kimmel's actions demonstrated all the issues with late-night television today. Too much politics, too little enjoyment. Media critics also voiced their opinions, with one article describing the episode as a great example of late-night TV losing its audience, and another characterizing it as a mistake that exposed flaws in legacy media's foundation. Kimmel's attempt to make fun of Stallone didn't simply backfire. It exploded in his face with a huge backlash. ABC executives were under pressure as Jimmy Kimmel Live's ratings fell precipitously. This wasn't a slight drop, but a steep one that sent the network into full damage control mode for a program that was already having trouble competing with other platforms. It was a significant setback in a last-ditch effort to turn things around. When ABC contacted Stallone, they didn't merely offer an apology. They pleaded with executives to give him full freedom to express his opinions on the show, which is practically unheard of for a tightly controlled network. They even hinted at the possibility of future partnerships in an attempt to make the deal sweeter. One insider acknowledged that they made a mistake and acknowledged that Stallone's absence made Kimmel appear worse, but Stallone refused their offer outright, saying that the apology felt more like damage control than a sincere act of respect. His team made it clear that this wasn't about mending fences. Rather, it was about preserving Kimmel's reputation and halting the decline in ratings, and Stallone wasn't going to comply. Others drew attention to the timing of ABC's apology, while another social media post stated that they just want him back because they're losing money and not because they regret what they did. The sentiment was obvious even though it was called too little, too late. Behind the scenes, ABC was in disarray, and producers were frantically trying to find replacements, but even well-known guests were declining Kimmel's invitations. Stallone had every right to leave. The network's desperation was revealed when performers with different political philosophies declined to appear on the show. From Rocky to Rambo, Stallone has spent decades inspiring audiences with tales of tenacity, grit, and the power of perseverance. For many, Stallone is more than just an actor. He is a legend who rose from modest beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most prestigious figures. His characters are more than simply made-up heroes. They represent the hardships that regular people encounter, so when Kimmel made fun of Stallone, it felt extremely personal. "I learned from Stallone's films to never give up." One admirer said on Twitter, "What has Kimmel ever done besides talk trash about people?" Another added, "Rocky always gets back up after being knocked down." Kimmel's career is in jeopardy, and no one is waiting for him to recover. Hashtags like Respect Stallone and Cancel flooded social media. Images of Stallone's famous training montages are juxtaposed with Kimmel's disparaging moments in Kimmel memes. One especially harsh post stated, "Millions are inspired by Stallone." Fans view Stallone as someone who has always treated them with dignity both on and off screen, and Kimmel's remarks weren't just unfunny, they lacked decency. Fans pointed out that Kimmel's jokes felt more like personal attacks than comedy, and even casual viewers joined in the criticism, saying that Kimmel's actions were inappropriate because you don't make fun of a man like Stallone. One commenter said, he's Hollywood royalty. Kimmel isn't even material for court gestures for years. Jimmy Kimmel's late-night program has been losing viewers. He used to be a mainstay of entertainment, but now many are wondering why they are tired of his political tirades rather than his light-hearted comedy. Unlike Jimmy Fallon, who just discusses games and entertaining celebrity events, Kimmel delves deeply into contentious subjects, upsetting people who are only looking for a good chuckle. Kimmel appears to be running a 247 debate club, but the catch is that no one signed up for it. Recall his jokes about the 2020 election, while Fallon was performing duets with pop stars and Kimmel was lecturing his audience like a substitute teacher. Fans weren't laughing. Instead, they were flipping between channels, and the ratings for Jimmy Kimmel are honest. By 2023, Live had completely collapsed, with even Greg Gutfeld on Fox surpassing Kimmel. When a guy who used to dominate late-night TV beats Kimmel by making jokes about cats on Reddit, it's like Rocky losing to a YouTube fighter. But Kimmel's downfall isn't just his issue. It's a glaring example of the larger issues throughout legacy media. Millions of viewers once relied on late-night TV for entertainment, but it is rapidly becoming as obsolete and irrelevant as a blockbuster rental. Instead, younger audiences who were before devoted to traditional television are now turning to podcasts. As demonstrated in this video, Kimmel and other celebrities are unable to reach the shrinking number of people who remember dial-up, whereas YouTube and TikTok platforms offer content that is more current, genuine, and relevant to their interests. While the rest of the world has shifted to more interesting, customized entertainment alternatives, the The Stallone incident might be the last straw for Kimmel's program. With Kimmel's contract expiring in 2026, ABC executives are reportedly tired of the negative attention and aware that the network is struggling to stay relevant. They may already be looking for a younger, fresher host who can connect with today's audience. Let's hope they don't replace Kimmel with another comedian who gives the same old political lectures. Disney, the company that owns ABC, is reportedly re-evaluating Kimmel's future with the network, especially in light of the intense backlash from the incident. Kimmel supporters view Stallone's refusal as karma coming full round, which is what happens when you prioritize politics before people, according to one tweet. Kimmel believed he could make fun of Stallone and go, but instead he gave him the knockout punch. If he doesn't alter his strategy, his days as a late-night presenter for Disney and ABC may be coming to an end. Perhaps Stallone's stand was the wake-up call they required. Kimmel's act has already been put on hold by audiences, and she is frantically trying to remain relevant. Hollywood's antiquated regulations have not affected Stallone's success. He no longer watches late-night TV. Instead, he is enjoying shows like The Greg Gutfeld Show and The Joe Rogan Experience that emphasize authenticity. Every episode of The Joe Rogan Experience attracts millions of people because it provides them with the unvarnished, unadulterated dialogues they want. Shows like Greg Gutfeld's Gutfeld routinely outperform conventional late-night shows in terms of ratings because Stallone understands that fans are sick of the same old Hollywood nonsense and want the genuine thing, not pre-written questions and canned jokes. Indeed, the reason Greg Gutfeld, who once made jokes about cats, is outperforming a Disney-backed show is because he knows how to entertain without lecturing. Stallone's presence on platforms like this isn't just a business move, it's a statement he's sending to Hollywood. You can keep your scripts. Stallone isn't alone, and I'm going to places where people genuinely want to hear me. Shazam star Zachary Levi recently called Hollywood's political obsession a creativity killer. These celebrities are demonstrating that you don't need Hollywood's endorsement to be relevant. The stats speak for themselves. James Woods, another outspoken actor, left legacy media. Here's where we stand. Rogan, Gutfeld and independent platforms are rising while Kimmel and other shows are declining. This isn't just about one late-night host, it's about a complete change in how late-night entertainment is consumed, and Kimmel is in serious difficulty while Stallone is advancing his career. TV is dying, and its biggest star isn't even aware of it yet. Stallone's rejection is the funeral knell of a time when sincerity, not prejudice, will rule the future.